Okay, I've got you. Ah! Come on. Yeah. God, this is going to be a pretty wild 5 days. Yes!
It's the final day of the 555. Both Dave and Tim had been determined to finish the challenge on the remote island of St Kilda. There's many new routes to be done here, but few climbers get the opportunity to make the long journey.
Look at that. That is St Kilda. After 8 hours on this boat and a pretty rough sea, we finally made it. 45 miles from the main outer Hebrides. And I tell you what, I can't possibly imagine how people could have lived here. So it's like something out of the Lost World. So sinister and foreboding. It really feels like the wildest of adventures.
Late evening on day 4 and Tim's as excited as ever. It's been an incredibly rough crossing and Dave spent most of it being ill. He's suffered badly. Seasickness has been debilitating. It's not a promising start for their final climb.
Still feeling a little bit ill, I must say, so I'm taking the opportunity to go a little bit earlier across the shore and start recovering. Because right now, I can't imagine doing a climb, I must say. I feel like really sick. So I think I lasted about half an hour on the sea, and then I thought I was going to be fine, and then it just got worse and worse. And then I was like throwing up and just sitting in the toilet for like about 3 hours, just my body wanting to get rid of every little bit of food that's in my stomach. And how good is that? And Tim was saying to me, go up on deck and get a bit of fresh air, you'll feel much better. And I couldn't even contemplate just going up the stairs onto the deck. I just don't think I could have managed it. It's supposed to be a hardy Scots climber, and the state of me, man. It's pathetic.
God, we finally got here, day 5. Can you believe it? Feels so far away from the mainland, it's outrageous. There's a little crimp here, look. Looks pretty slippery, that. Hey, cheers, Gary. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Sorry about the gloves.
It's all right. St Kilda, at last.
Simple stone tools found on the main island of Herta indicate that people lived on St Kilda 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. But by the beginning of the 20th century, it was becoming increasingly difficult for the community to keep going. They'd suffered emigration, food shortages and illness. In 1930, the feeling of isolation was immense and the final 36 inhabitants requested evacuation. But the remains of the village are still here and the climbers are keen to explore.
The first place I really read about St Kilda was in a magazine article in one of the climbing magazines. It was about like a reenactment of how the locals used to climb on the cliffs to catch their seabirds, and it just sounded incredible, like what they did. It sounded like the routes that they did were really pretty hard, climbing in bare feet and like loaded up with seagulls around their waist. It kind of puts into perspective. We complain about like our carabiners weighing a few grams and like, oh, it's a bit heavy, and they're collecting all their seabirds to feed their family and climbing up the cliffs. So very impressive. And it really does feel like totally remote. It's great when climbing takes you to those sorts of places, you know. Cool. Fantastic. Cool. It has all the atmosphere I imagined, actually. Trying to picture all of the locals, like, you know, busily working around here and storing all their seabirds and living their life on this island, but it's actually very hard to imagine, I think. Just standing and reading from here, I feel really dizzy, so I think I'm still suffering from the seasickness a bit. Just for a wee second there, I thought I was going to fall over. What a state to be in, it's ridiculous.
We're in the middle of summer and there's no wind at all, and it's quite pleasant, isn't it?
Yeah.
But imagine in the winter, in a raging storm, it must be really difficult to live.
I think before a lot of incomers came on ships and brought in rats and brought in disease, but they actually had an okay existence, you know, like it was so right. They had they could collect the seabirds in plenty of time, and they had such a good system for doing it. They were such good climbers and they were so organised that they actually had a fair bit of time, and it sounded like they lived quite a good life in some ways.
Looking around the village gives Dave time to gain his land legs. The rest of the team are not so lucky. The safety crew must rig the climb and get the camera people into their positions. For them, there's no time for sightseeing. Head of Safety Brian Hall is one of the few climbers who's been here before. He knows the challenge ahead.
We've come here just for a day and we're going to try and do a new route, which is a real challenge because it's a long way out. Quite a few of us have been sick going over and we're all like, whoa, hey, we're on land again. And so we've got probably about 4 hours to prep the route, get all the camera positions, and then about 3 hours, 4 hours to do the new route. You know, we have to keep the schedule, we have to try and keep working on it and hopefully pull something out of the bag. One of the reasons why we need to finish on time is the wind's veering from the southwest to the southeast, and the southeast brings a swell straight into Village Bay. It's the worst direction for a wind for a boat harboured here, so the boat won't be able to stay in this, and this is the only mooring on the whole of the island. And so at 5 o'clock the wind's expected to strengthen, so we have to get out of here by 5 o'clock.
So, it's going to be touch and go right up until the very end of the 555.
Yeah, it'd be good if this mist lifts. Again, we're just like in this weather, you know, it's just, I don't know what it is, it's just like not good, not bad. But everything's dry, it's not raining, and we're at the Mistress Stone, ready to go down with all this rope. We've got to rig it all over the place in the next 2 hours, which normally you'd spend 2 days doing.
And with the new route, the logistics of filming and safety are incredibly complicated. Brian briefs the team.
I think he's like that or that. Okay, so and I'm going down here. And Cubby's going down here.
So we want to go in this area and then down.
Yeah, exactly.
Neither Dave or Tim have been to St Kilda before, so they've had to make a quick decision about the route they'll attempt. Their choice is a 90-metre line on the island of Herta. While Dave recovers from seasickness, Tim is able to abseil down the route to look at the final pitch. But the rest of the climb is a complete unknown. They think it will divide into 3 or possibly 4 pitches. Dave will be leading the first pitch, glad to be climbing again. And the journey's catching up on Tim too.
I've got that feeling in my stomach, and I don't know whether it's because of the boat trip, or I'm just a little bit nervous.
I've also got that feeling in my stomach. and I think it's both because of nerves and the boat.
It's just it's just this place, isn't it?
Fantastic.
It is fantastic.
I'm really impressed with this cliff. So 3 hours for 3 pitches.
Yeah.
And a quite a hard route. I mean, normally, I think you could easily spend 6 hours climbing a route like this, easily. So we've got a, where we would normally stop and think about it, we've got to just go and get the next move.
There's no time for hesitation.
Right, man, I'm off.
Hey, Dave, good luck.
Yeah, cheers. See you over there. Looks like I have to step down and just hand traverse here. Oh, the rock's nice and warm.
How's it look, Dave?
It looks okay actually. Looks like what I can see looks not too hard. I'm going to try and go as fast as I can. The rock is perfect. Some of the best rock I've ever climbed on. Just a wee tricky move here. Just move down and around. Oh, this rock is just such good friction. It just feels so secure. Normally when you're doing new routes, you have to really spend a lot of time cleaning the rock. just to get it to work at all, but this stuff is just immaculate. It's kind of like what you dream of if you're a rock climber.
What we're up against here is that we might do this in 4 pitches, and we've only got 3 hours to do it. So that gives us 45 minutes per pitch. So the leader's got to do it in 20 minutes, second's got to do it in 20 minutes, and that gives 5 minutes of changeover and setting up the belays, which is fast. It's really fast. I mean, Dave's taken about 6 or 7 minutes so far, and he's not halfway across this pitch, so.
And this wall below has no footholds. As soon as I start on it, it's going to feel really strenuous, and the waves are right below. Oh man.
Quite often with routes like this by the sea's so noisy and the routes can be so complex that you either can't see your belayer or the leader, or you can't hear them either. I mean, I can't see Dave at the moment. I can only tell his progress by the rope going in and out. I don't think there's any footholds there at all.
Just watch us here, Tim, it's really wet.
All right, mate. Yeah, it looked wet from the other side. Hey, Dave, there might be holes above you.
Yeah.
Go on, Dave. Go on, mate. Go on. What's so amazing about this rock is that it's almost like a piece of iron. And you get these tiny edges that are like matchsticks that seem like they're glued onto the rock, and that's what we're going to have to climb on. So hopefully they're not going to break off. Go on. That looks really hard. Come on, Dave. Good effort. Good effort. Nice. Yeah! Nice!
That's a small hole you have to pull in there.
Dave's years of experience are paying off. He's made record time on pitch 1. Since he was a teenager, his life's been entirely devoted to climbing. When he's not on the rock face, he's researching new routes. Other times he's writing about it and mentoring young hopefuls. To interviewer Edie Stark, it seems a one-dimensional lifestyle. So what does climbing hard routes really achieve?
It's not all just about like, I've done this really hard climb and that's great, but people also share in all the other aspects that you have. Like for instance, the last week we've been going to the most interesting places and exploring, and you can tell people all about that and they can learn from it and be inspired by it. I think that's sport at its best when there's it helps people share energy and motivation. And latterly I've found that more and more in really surprising ways, because I write a blog. That's basically my main work activity, is I write my blog.
I know, 12 hours climbing and you write about it.
Yeah, and one of the most commented on post that I ever wrote was about buying a cheesecake. I mean, I really love cheesecake, but it's one of the biggest no-nos, you know, that you could eat if you're a climber. Mm-hmm. You have to stay thin. So I remember seeing this cheesecake in Morrison's and going, when I do that project that I was trying at the time, I'll buy that cheesecake. And then when I did the project, I had the cheesecake in my hand, ready to put it in my basket. And I thought, I'll put it back. And then I tried another project, and I was like, and the same thing happened again and again. And basically I had the cheesecake in the basket about twice and I had it in my hand twice, and I put it back each time. Like, what do I have to do to earn the cheesecake, you know? And just that concept of when you actually achieve the completion of the project, it's not important. So that's what I was struggling with, and that's what this post was about. The important thing is really finding the next project. I thought I should eat the cheesecake when I find another good project, but I still haven't eaten the cheesecake.
You're still not eating the cheesecake. The time will come when you will be able to eat cheesecake every day if you so wish. How will you manage that?
It's interesting, like this idea for sportsmen, that how do they deal with giving up, or not giving up, but their careers changing as they get older.
Or not being able to do it anymore.
Climbing is a great sport because it's so technical and there's a lot of different ingredients to it. So there's a lot of old climbers that climb really, really hard. And so I'm really chuffed about that. I don't feel like...
You're never going to give it up then?
I don't think so. I'm a lifer, yeah, as they say.
Cheesecake's going to be pretty mouldy.
Yeah, I reckon so.
On St Kilda, they're not wasting any time. Tim must move quickly to join Dave on the belay. Then he'll have to lead the second pitch.
The next pitch looks really out there. It comes out the roof and goes straight up the middle of that wall, up on those, and then up to those crystals that are glistening in the sunshine. All right, Dave.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Awesome. See you in a bit, guys. Wow, the rock's hot. It's really hot. Wow, that's mad, that. That's mental.
I used a hand jam for your right hand. I went up to the little crimpers and then up again. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, cool.
Very nice.
That's you.
Pretty entertaining, especially with the sea, like, you just see it pumping in underneath you.
I know.
Tim is one of relatively few full-time professional climbers. His job is being a sportsman and adventurer. It's a lifestyle that sounds attractive, but how does it stack up financially? Does he manage to make any money?
I make a living out of it.
Is it a good living?
Is it a good living?
You know, David Beckham's not going to be getting jealous.
It's tough. Yeah, it's pretty tough. I mean, I don't own a house. And the reason why I don't own a house is because I can't afford one. So you can deduce from that what you wish. I mean, there are a very few number of climbers in Britain that can make a living out of climbing alone.
And yet here you are, a seriously accomplished athlete. Pity you didn't try Formula One racing.
Oh, I'd love to do that. That'd be amazing.
Well, you'd probably be very good at it because your reflexes are so good. Could that be a regret?
Oh, not at all.
Because money doesn't matter.
Well, it's nice to have a bit of cash, but I mean, you know, I've met lots of people that have got an enormous amount of money. In fact, I know one person that's incredibly famous and that is unbelievably wealthy, but also probably the most unhappy person I've ever come across. So, you know, money does not buy you happiness. It's nice to have sufficient money so that you can do the things that you want to do.
But you might have been very happy being a Formula One racing driver and having money.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I do have money, and it's enabled me to go on some amazing adventures. I mean, one thing's for sure, I do not regret at all what I've done and the way that I've led my life. I mean, a lot of people get to 30 and they're like, oh my God, you know, I'm 30 now and I'm past it, or
I haven't hit that stage. There is a presence for me now. I do feel like I need to buy a house. You know, I feel like I should. I've got to that stage where I really should have one. You know, just because I want to start a family, and I'd like to have a foundation that is a nice base to bring my children up.
Good luck, man.
Cheers, Dave.
Well, then what's your legacy going to be? What are you doing to improve the world? You know, if you die at the age of 36, what will you have achieved? What are you leaving behind?
Do you know what I really the one thing that I love the most about what I do, and it fuels me to keep doing it, and that is when I get letters from kids that I've done a lecture at the school, and they've sent me a personal letter, and they're like, Tim, you've just changed my life. Like, since I saw your lecture, I've started doing sport, or I've started going to the gym, I've lost, 2 stone, or I've just gone on this worldwide surfing trip, and thanks so much. You know, you've opened up my eyes to what's possible in the world and what I can achieve, and that to me is, I honestly, it just makes me feel great.
Go on, Tim. Go on.
Awesome.
Woo! Nice work.
That's so good.
I would find it much more difficult to do that and to be that life-enhancing person if I didn't do the activities that I do.
Wow, that is amazing. Quite feisty. This is so cool. It's so wild.
Brilliant. Yeah, Tim's looking like he's really in his element up there. Just perfect. Looks like this rock seems to lend itself to having holds most of the way. Doing great, man. Well done.
Brilliant, mate.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It just looks at it.
So fun.
It's because I've had the experience that I have, and I've overcome the challenges that I've had. I've got through them. Like, sometimes, it's just seemed like the biggest challenge that I'd never be able to do, but because I've managed to get through it, I think a lot of people that I talk to can see that maybe they could do that too with whatever challenges they've got.
All right.
And all of a sudden they see this answer, this door opens to their future, and they're like, wow, maybe I could do that. That thing that I never thought I could, maybe I could. And I think that's so powerful.
Awesome. That's so good. That is so good. All right.
On this cliff, Dave can't see where Tim is. For much of this climb, he's been out of sight. He's now almost reached the top of the second pitch, and his rapid progress means they're still on target.
Yeah, I wonder if that's him cracked it now.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely amazing. So good. Really good. Such an incredible position. Safe, Dave!
Okay!
Now Dave is safe to climb and can come up as quickly as possible. The pair have got real momentum.
Off you it! Momentum!
I wasn't quite sure how hard it was going to be, and It's quite racy, the rock's really hot, so your fingers sweat a lot and it's a little bit slippery. So you gotta move fast. Exciting.
Whoa, it's a bit of a stretch.
I think there's something about being so far away from anywhere that just adds an element of spice. It's great, it makes it more exciting. It's good, isn't it?
It's just amazing climbing. That's interesting.
It's a good little finale.
Yeah.
It's really
That wee
good.
sting in the tail.
They may be up against the clock, but Tim's never one to miss an opportunity to record their exploits for posterity.
Oh man, that is an amazing pitch.
It's good, isn't it? Nice one, Dave. Nice.
Good one, man. That was excellent.
It was good, wasn't it? Good stuff.
Only one last pitch separates Dave and Tim from success on the 555. The end is in sight, and because Tim was able to inspect this part of the climb earlier, at last they've got some knowledge of what lies ahead.
Straight, go right to that block, that orange block, and go straight at the wall, which is awesome. It's a little bit bold. Gear's not that great.
Right.
So you basically have it up there, and you get onto the top of this slab, and then there's another corner just to the left, and it's got a dead end to it. I think and it's serious as well. It sort of the holes lead you up there, and then they run out.
And is the rock still solid there?
Yeah, it's really solid, really solid.
Okay.
It's amazing.
They've now got less than 2 hours before the boat must leave, or they risk being stranded on St Kilda. And there's still one more pitch to complete. For the last 5 days, the clock has ticked remorselessly. It's time to get moving again.
Do you know what the time is?
No, but we need to get a move on.
Yeah, I guess. I bet it's late.
We've got to climb this fast
Yeah.
to get it done in the time.
But at the same time, it's a bold pitch, so
Yeah, take it steady.
gotta be careful.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go as fast as is reasonable, but not rush it. So
Yeah,
rushing
sure.
could have quite bad consequences.
Hey, enjoy it, man.
Yeah, I'll try. Sounds a bit scary. There's nothing more real than the feeling of like, if I don't get the next hold, then I might fall and die.
But you know, speaking to both of you, it's like you're the Protestant with the work ethic, he's the hedonist.
Yeah, I suppose like you could. I mean, it's a bit simplistic, I think, to say that, but yeah, I think that's probably true. I do have, I do enjoy the fact that the climbs that I've done, all this work's gone into them, and then it's an expression. Like I feel like doing new routes. It's like an expression of your skills.
Where would you be without the climbing?
I think I should be doing something else. I mean, I really love art, writing, business, all these things. I can see a small cam here. And I came to enjoy academia as well when I first went to uni through climbing. Like I looked at it through that lens. That's quite a good runner there. Definitely feel happier about moving it across now. Do you reckon I have to go right, Tim?
There's a hold up above your left hand.
Oh, up and then right?
Yeah, and then go right afterwards. You've got cruxy moves here,
Right.
and then it eases off a bit.
Right, okay.
Got good feet.
I went to do sports science because I wanted to climb better, and that was a catalyst to make me feel interested in all these things for their own sake. Young people that are struggling in some way or don't have a direction, there's nothing bad about them in any way. They just haven't got something that fires them up.
There's some small crimps out rightwards.
I think all I was needing as a youngster was something to channel my energy and something to fit with my personality. And I think I could have found it from a few different things.
Yeah, nice. Go on. Nice. Nice one.
So I should keep going right, Tim. Tim?
Yeah, straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah, there's a little crack and you follow that seam.
Dave's finding it difficult to work out the best way up this section, and being under the pressure of time does not help. He knows he must make a move.
Yeah, you keep going upwards and slightly rightwards. Yeah, follow the seam, Dave.
But despite the time constraints, he must make sure the protection is in place to keep him safe if he falls.
Go on, Dave. Go on, mate, go on. Nice. Nice. Go on. Good effort. Go on.
Dave's a really interesting guy because he's one of the first people
Nice.
to use the degree that he did,
Good effort, man.
sports psychology and science, to help improve his own climbing ability. And he's looked at it from a very scientific level, and that's enabled him to move the goalposts, basically. And he's done that through a whole different spectrum of types of climbing. So what's quite unique about Dave is that he's not just really good at bouldering, or he's not just really good at sport climbing. He's really good at bouldering, he's really good at sport climbing, he's really good at trad climbing, and he's really good at winter climbing. And he's an inspiration for that. Our friendship has developed enormously over the last week because we've really had to work as a team and make the right decisions.
Nice one, Dave. How are your feet?
Yeah, they're sore. Got cramp in my feet. It's really hurting. Can't really put all my weight on them. I'm just using so much energy in my arms.
I love getting to know people, and going climbing with them, especially if it's over a number of days, is a brilliant catalyst to be able to find out a lot more than you would if you were just sitting there with them in the pub.
Go on, mate, go on. Nice. Good one, Dave. How's it going, man?
So near, yet so far. And when you're out on a limb with the sea crashing below, mistakes must be avoided.
I really don't want to fall. But if I get one more hold, I'll be all right.
Go for it! Nice one. All right. Nice one, Dave.
Whoa, man.
That looked desperate.
Oh, I didn't like that. Just couldn't get any friction on the holds.
Really? Hey, good effort, man.
Cheers. It's gonna take a minute.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh man, that was scary. Right now, if we can get a bit of gear somewhere, it'd be nice. Make a nice change.
Hey, Dave!
Yeah?
Mate, we need to get moving.
It's not far now to the top of the cliff, but with time running out, Dave can't rest for long.
It's weird, like every day that we've had a route that we've wanted to climb, the challenge or the pressure in the background has actually been quite full on. We're not going to be at the top of this before 4:30, and then it's like an hour back to the boat with all the stuff. 5:30. Okay, well, we wanted to be away by 5 at the latest, so we're not too bad.
The end is in sight, and one of the safety team is standing by, ready to lend a helping hand.
Ah, fantastic. Thanks, man. So, I'm gonna have to shorten this a bit. Gonna have to bring up Tim very quickly to catch the ferry. That was fantastic. It was dangerous in the first part. Like, I was really unhappy. I was going up this slab and I couldn't get any good runners at all that were reliable, and I really felt that the holds were going to break. I was stuck at this one point for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I just didn't want to go any higher at all. So I felt if I fell off, all my runners were going to come out and I was going to go straight on to Tim's Beeley, and Tim's Beeley was all on really small wires as well. So it just felt all a bit serious. And then when I finally did go for it, just 1 or 2 moves, I really felt like I couldn't reverse. Just enough of a good hold came in time in it before I kind of lost the blot altogether. But yeah, that was quite a scary lead. The holds were all like little edges that were like a patina on the rock, like they were stuck on. And the edge was just a bit crumbly. And the smallest ones were really tiny, like matchstick edges. And a couple of them were just, the edge was just crumbling away. And if any one of those holds had snapped off, there's no way you could stay on. So I was trying to climb it in control so that if one thing broke, I'd still be able to stay on the rock. But in the end, I couldn't. So it really felt a bit heart in the mouth. Like every move was heart in the mouth for about 20 feet. Full on, but a spectacular route. Anyway, I'm going to bring this man up. Okay, Tim!
It's been a spectacular 5 days.
Us?
That's us.
Starting on the Shants with a desperately hard new route on flaky rock.
It looks really committing when you go around the corner. Oh man.
What a machine.
Cool. Yes.
Aha!
Yes. One climb in the bag. Good one. Cheers.
Then that amazing roof climb on Craigaric on Harris.
Whoa. This is going to be full on.
Ah! Ah! Got ya! Ah!
Here the challenge nearly came to a premature end.
Maybe too hard. What's on the limit? All you can do is try your hardest. Yes!
I'm emotionally ruined.
Woo!
Yeah! All right, mate. What an amazing route that is.
Screaming Geo on D3 was almost a non-starter as the weather turned nasty.
When we got up, it was wet, grey, it was just horrible.
But later in the day, there was a remarkable transformation.
It's the most exposed position I've ever been in a rock climb ever in 20 years of climbing. That is absolutely mad. Awesome. Wow, that's a journey.
We'll be buzzing after that.
All right.
And it was still touch and go on North Bernera, where our team battled the rising tide and gale force winds.
Just wild. Nice one, Dave.
I feel like the wind's gonna blow me off. Watch me!
Nice. 4 down, 1 to go.
Nice work. Cool.
Numero 4. Bien, bien.
And what a finale on St Kilda. A spectacular new line up this 90-metre route on the Gabbro Rock of St Kilda. And a quick sprint for Tim over the final slabs. He's not about to miss this particular boat home. They're behind schedule, but aim to make up for lost time.
Solid.
Yeah, it looks solid. There we go.
We did it!
Nice one, we did it. Yes!
Good effort, man. Is the boat still here?
Huh?
Is the boat still here?
I'm not sure, but we're going to have to rush and find out, aren't we?
Oh, man. Hey, good effort.
Yeah, cheers.
As you would say to me, mate, good lead.
Good lead. Right, let's go and hit the boat.
Climbers just can't resist a challenge, and they don't come any bigger, bolder or better than this. The 555, 5 extreme new routes, 5 different islands, 5 days. It's a new record, and one that won't be bettered anytime soon.
Yeah! Woo! Thanks very much, Murdo. Thanks for bringing us over here.
So that really is it. A great boat, a great crew, one of the best safety teams in the world, and a set of cameramen who are quite handy in high places. And of course, Tim and Dave. Good effort, boys.